As a martial artist, I am absolutely appalled by this. And let that be the, I guess you could say, setting the scenery on just how I feel about this in general, but even on a personal level, as just a human, this pisses me off greatly. But it's even more so made egregious being the fact that this guy considers himself a martial artist, much less who his dad is, Rampage Jackson. So, with that said, after watching this video, which of course you'll see here soon too, is pretty egregious. So when you're not good at being an MMA fighter, you resort to fighting someone who is just acting. A prop can incident was a mistake, of which the veteran, the Army veteran who turned professional wrestler, actually went out of his way to apologize for. And they even shook hands and made up for it, or at least that was what was presumed by everybody that was there that saw that, including the Army veteran turned professional wrestler, and made up for it. Either way, that doesn't give someone the right to slam someone on their head and hit them 20 or so times after they are unconscious. That is called overkill for a reason, even in a case of self-defense. And I know this personally because my lawyer made sure to let me know, because I'm someone who likes to, do street justice if it's available to me. And the one thing he told me, my lawyer told me, was you have to meet or match the individual's intent. So for instance, if someone was trying to murder me, then yeah, I can do whatever I want, go all out as much as I want to on the person in combat in any way that I want. But if someone's just, throwing punches at me or whatever, I cannot go and beat the ever-living shit out of them and send them to the ICU over simple, flailing of a fist. That would actually constitute as going overboard, overkill, and actually get me into trouble, even though I was acting in self-defense. So, given the situation, by law, by what my lawyer has told me, this dude doesn't meet the criteria even for self-defense. But anyways, that out of the way. 20 or so strikes after the guy's laid out, that's not a tough guy. That's just a hot-headed clown with a famous last name trying to prove something nobody asked for. And now Rampage is on social media going, oh, I thought it was a part of the act. He had a concussion. No, you had a son who went off like an undisciplined loser and treated a performance like a street fight. If I want to see somebody get hit that many times for real, I'll just sit outside of a Waffle House at 3 a.m. I don't need to buy a ticket for that sort of bullshit at a professional wrestling event. If I wanted to actually pay a ticket to see people beat the shit out of each other for real, I'd just go to a cage fighting event. The poor guy who got attacked ends up in the hospital, ICU, mind you. The promoters are embarrassed, the promoter being, of course, the professional wrestling establishment. That's what that means. The fans are shaken, and Raja Jackson, he will be remembered as the kid who thought a prop beer can to the head was a reason to throw his whole future away, even though it was obviously a part of the whole act. But even though, the Army veteran even apologized, he still did that. Congratulations, Raja Jackson. You didn't make a name in MMA, you didn't make a name in wrestling, but you sure did make the evening news, and not for anything good. But you know what? Not even from a martial arts perspective, just as a human being, that is so fucked up. That is wrong. So you know what? Because this is not just from a martial arts perspective, this is from the perspective of just as a human being, as a normal person. So I'm civilian mode now, as it were. So now I'm going to show you video 1 that I'm going to present. Here you go. Yeah, what a piece of shit. Overprivileged, wimpy, hood rat twit. No discipline having loser. Cheap shot artist on a pro wrestler, no less. Making martial artists look bad. Chump. But you know what? Let's go to the next video where the Army veteran apologizes.
I apologize. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I thought you were a worker. Camera. I get it. We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working. I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're always working.
The military man. Yep, the veteran of the United States Army turned pro wrestler. Handles things like a true professional, like a true adult, as a human being, handled it amazingly. This is the kind of thing you would expect out of a mature combat veteran of the United States Army. Additionally, you would expect this sort of behavior from a professional martial artist too. Hell, even just a local martial artist, people that I train with and have trained and have associations with, they handled the situation just like that Army veteran would have. They would have owned up to their mistake, apologized for it, and moved on like an adult, like a professional, like a decent human being. Of course, that overprivileged hood rat, of course, couldn't appreciate anything of that manner though, because he only has that ghetto mindset. Oh, I gotta be a little tool. What a fucking tool. Now I will present to you video number 3. This is after the apology happened, after they shook hands, and after it was assumed that everything was all good now because of how Raja reacted. You would assume, like any other normal human being would, that, you know, it was all good at that point. Because based off of his reaction, you would assume nothing was left over. Everything was all good. Everything was okay. You would assume that he got over it too. But then this video.
Little bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'ma stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Oh my god, here comes that hood rat bullshit. The ghetto gangster bullshit. Like, dude, you're overprivileged. Your dad is Jackson, Rampage Jackson. Knock it off. You're not a gangster. You're not a hood rat. Stop talking like a retard. Like, grow up, you fucking man-child. Learn to speak English and maturely handle things with the discipline of a true martial artist. Not a typical hood rat ghetto gangster. You single-handedly are making the whole profession of martial arts look bad because of crap like this. Video 4. I am now going to present to you the military man himself and some of things about him, because he's the victim in all this. Look, so here's some stuff about him.
In 2009, I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I thought it would.
See, you can take the hood rat out of the hood in the ghetto to be an overprivileged twit, but nevertheless still gonna keep that hood rat mentality and attitude, apparently, because you can't take the hood rat in the ghetto out of the hood rat. Whereas this military man has earned everything and then some, only to be attacked by an overprivileged ghetto moron who's definitely a coward. It's very sad. Because unlike Rampage Jackson, the military man has earned everything. Whereas Rampage Jackson is just a Nepo kid, or however you want to put it. He hasn't earned shit. He's been given everything, and he still acts like this. How much lower can someone get? Trying to act like a hard-ass gangster even though you're stupidly overprivileged with a famous dad? Get real. Next up, I'm going to show you a screenshot of Rampage Jackson's full response after all this occurred and he found out the, I guess you could say, details about this. Oh, and it's a poor attempt at PR. Oh God. Here you go. This is exactly why the kid thinks he can do this, because his famous dad will not condone Raja's actions, and that is as far as he will go as it pertains to actually saying or doing anything negative in reaction to this. But Rampage Jackson spends the majority of the time trying to make excuses for his egregious act of atrocity of a child, and trying to act like he cares about the victim when it's just an act. Clearly just an act. Trying to virtue signal because he knows for the sake of PR he should. All in all, a half-ass apology, a fake-ass apology, and making excuses for his kid's reaction. Just because Raja is Rampage's son. Obviously, there's gonna be a bias. It's like, hello Rampage, your fucking son just tried to kill somebody, and probably would have if it wasn't for those people pulling him off. And you're trying to make excuses for that behavior? Are you fucking kidding me? You're just as shitty of a person for this sort of response to the whole situation as is your son is a coward and a pansy-ass bitch for attacking this guy while he was under the impression everything was okay after the handshake. It was the biggest cheap shot in the world. You, Rampage Jackson, and your son, Raja Jackson, are making a mockery out of mixed martial arts and making the world of mixed martial arts and cage fighting look bad as a whole. Martial arts is a respectable activity to partake in, and it is supposed to instill discipline, self-control, respect, humility, and so on, of which Raja, aka the son of Rampage Jackson, has none of these characteristics or traits. Aka this also goes to show Rampage Jackson has failed as a father, not properly disciplining his own son. Do better. Not only do better in general, but do better as a parent and as a martial artist, and just as a human being in general. Likewise to your son, have some respect for the world of mixed martial arts and combat sports as a whole. Whoever your instructor is should have you removed from training, because I know I would not want anyone like that under my instruction. Unless, of course, it's your dad, keeping you overprivileged as can be, and at this point, Rampage Jackson is instilling this overprivileged mindset because he is too. He's fucking rich, so why wouldn't he also be overprivileged? He's clearly has zero humble, humility. He has none of that either, so I guess like father, like son, right? Where else would he learn that from? You're both terrible people and should be shunned from the world of mixed martial arts. And as just like the martial arts community and world entirely as a whole. You're both undeserving of the title martial artists. You both bring complete shame and dishonor to everything martial arts by having your hood rat, ghetto bullshit mentalities and attitudes and styles brought in like that, along with thinking you can just do whatever you want because of who your dad is. Overprivileged male child brat. Not only that, but just as a human fucking being that has the position in life that you have, you should know better. Common fucking decency. You would think that being in a position of privilege would have a sort of better understanding to how to act as a human being. But like I said before, I guess you just can't take the hood rat Gehetto out of the hood rat. Even though he wouldn't know firsthand about anything about what Gehetto gangster or hardship is or anything like that, but nevertheless, it's completely disgraceful. Not only just because he's a human being, not only because he's a Nepo kid, but because he's a martial artist, or supposed martial artist, I guess. I mean, his dad is Rampage Jackson. For Christ's sakes. We have a triple threat thing going on here. He's overprivileged, he has a famous martial arts dad, and he's a Nepo kid. Like, okay, martial artist, famous dad, Nepo kid. You can't fail any harder than that. I mean, you cannot stoop lower than that. You got all those three things going for you, where you live an overprivileged life, you have a famous martial arts dad, and you train martial arts. There's something clearly wrong with this. Like, any decent, normal human being that had those three things going for him would not be like that. Or definitely wouldn't go to that far. Maybe they may say something stupid or whatever, but they would not try to murder someone on camera in front of a lot of people like that. That was the most retarded thing that you could do for the Jackson name. The legacy of the Jackson name in the martial arts world has now been fucked because of Raja's actions. Yikes. What a total and complete failure in life and as a martial artist, not to mention just being a decent, normal human fucking being. Fuck you. You deserve every bad thing coming your way. And to that Army veteran, I do hope that he does recover and that he sues the ever-living shit out of these fuckbag losers. But until next time.